Welcome to my Bajerski YouTube channel. Today we're going to talk Moldavite. Welcome. Let me show you 3 pieces of Moldavite which are on my, will be on my website very shortly. They're here now. I finished working with them this morning. Absolutely gorgeous. Signed MB, all signed MB. So you know the genuine Moldavites from Maliclum. These are solid silver with coated, 3-coated of 18 karat gold plate. That's beautiful pieces. All right, let me show you. Best way to show you I found now is by switching the light on, and you can see how gorgeous they are. So there's the first piece. It's been capped there from Bali, all the way from Bali. What a lovely cap setting. Isn't that beautiful? Gorgeous piece. I'll swing it round. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Let me just give you an idea of the weight of that beautiful Moldavite. That is 6.7 grams. Now we come to something, again, a lovely, very special and unusual piece. All natural, as you can see. Very unusual. Look at the shape in that one. Gorgeous. Thicker here, as always. When you see it very dark green, it means that it's thick, and it is very thick. And then it gets thinner here, as you can see, the light. And then when you shine, wow, what a beautiful piece that is. You can feel the energy kicking off that one so much. That is beautiful. Lovely. That's a T-bar fitting. Again, exactly the same. It's sterling silver, and then it's been coated 3 times with 18 karat gold plate. Absolutely beautiful. Again, signed MB. I'm not so sure if you can see that. Maybe not. Stamped MB collection. And this one is going to be a whopping 10.3 grams. That's a beautiful piece. And last but not least, again, very unusual shape, very unusual, beautiful, gorgeous piece. Let's have a look at that. Wow, that is incredible. That is incredible. Beautiful piece. Wow. And that is, wow, that's even heavier. That's 10.9 grams. That's a whopping chunk. Beautiful. Well, they will be on markbajerski.com shortly. I'll just leave them there. Maybe do another 20 minutes pure energy healing into those 3 crystals. But yeah, let's talk about Moldavite, shall we, today? One of the things that fascinated me more than anything is the extraterrestrial energy of the crystal. Unlike any other crystal, even Libyan desert doesn't do that same thing to me as a lot of people say it does. I mean, Libyan desert's beautiful, but there's just something very extraterrestrial about Moldavite. It's another level of extraterrestrial energy, and I'll explain why. Normally with crystals, you get to feel things on your body where you're being healed. You get to feel things that are not quite right, and you get to have these thoughts and feelings and maybe lucid dreams. But when it comes to Moldavite, it takes it to another level. It's a level which isn't of this world. And you can feel very different with Moldavite. And to some people, it becomes almost unwearable because they're not used to that energy, as you know, you wear rose quartz or an amethyst. It's just a different energy completely. And for me, that energy is of extraterrestrial energy, and that energy of extraterrestrial energy is obviously going to be an unusual feeling. It's going to be a feeling that, I guess, with rose quartz, I always feel very comfortable. I feel protected with rose quartz. I feel like I'm being cuddled. You just feel good with it. Moldavite, it's like, what is this feeling? And if I was to say to you, okay, I'm picking you up and I'm going to take you to a strange country, right? And I'm just going to drop you there. You're going to feel uncomfortable because you like familiarity. You like to always know where the grocery shop is, where the petrol station is. You know where your family is, you know where your house is. All of these things are familiar to you in life. But if I pick you up and put you somewhere strange, you won't like it, because most people fear the unknown. And it is the fear of the unknown that stops us to heighten our elevation to Moldavite and really see what Moldavite is showing us. Because we attune to its energy, we feel its energy, and then we try and make sense of it. A lot of the times when we attune to something, we kick in with the brain, and the brain then starts to try and process it. You've got to shut your brain down, and you've got to open your heart to this consciousness that lies within you that is all seeing and all knowing. So it travels, it goes everywhere, it knows everything. So yeah, it's like you've got to learn to switch off the fear and go with it. And the only way I truly saw that happening was when my clients were asleep. When you're awake and I mention Moldavite to people, they get frightened and then they block it. But when you're asleep, you're speaking to the consciousness. The consciousness doesn't fear. Your consciousness fears nothing, because there's no such thing as death. If you knew there was no such thing as death, right, and realize that your consciousness isn't this spacesuit which you panic about every day and think, oh, I'm going to die, I'm getting older. When you realize that your consciousness never dies, you're in a different state of life. Your life changes completely. But most people don't get it. They stick up here and think, they just look at the face and look at the wrinkles and think about, oh, I'm getting older, I'm going to die, everybody's going to miss me, I'm going to miss everybody. It's like, you don't die. It's okay. You'll never die. You don't die. Consciousness doesn't die. So when you understand this, when you're asleep, there's no fear there. When you're asleep, you're in the state of consciousness and connected to your soul. And so by placing a Moldavite on somebody's third eye while they're asleep, there is no fear. The brain doesn't kick in. It just solely goes in the frequency that's vibrating at consciousness level. So it's beautiful. And then when clients wake up and say, that was like the strange, there was no fear attached to it. It's just like, I'm overwhelmed because of what I've just seen and what's just happened. A lot of the times we tend to block our own experience of life. We tend to block our own journey because we're frightened of going somewhere or doing something. Same with Moldavite. People are frightened of Moldavite and they block their experience. And that's exactly the same as people getting overexcited, saying, oh, it's Moldavite, I'm going to feel all these feelings, then get let down. Over expectation. Just shut up. Just shut up. And rest it on your third eye and just enjoy the experience, whatever it is. But like I said, only when you're asleep do you truly understand it, because there is no fear. So the extraterrestrial energy that I noticed when I first started with working with clients was a kind of elevation. I always felt that my clients always felt that they were lifting. And there's something about that. And there was something about, which I wrote in the book, The Power of Moldavite, that there were many occasions that I and my clients could see and feel a certain memory of what was in the Moldavite, which I got the same feeling too. And it was like, not only do we hear the Moldavite language, but we actually sometimes capture a glimpse of a world, and a world which is not like ours. And funnily enough, everybody used to say that, they saw, these beings that weren't walking, they were floating. And it was like, it's exactly what I felt. That's exactly what I saw. And I went into detail. I wrote everything down of my clients and what I felt as well. And they kind of very much matched up. And what I started to do from there is I started to think, think about how I could process and how I could go deeper into the understanding of this world, which I wholeheartedly believe now was a world that blew up for some reason. And those fragments some of those fragments came to our world. And we are receiving, or I received, and a lot of my clients received information by holding that crystal. So look, when you're holding a piece of whatever it is, amethyst, you are holding on to the memory of where that crystal was buried and what happened around that area. And I wholeheartedly believe also that the area that the crystal grows heals the area of where humans and the earth and what's going on in that area. So everything, all the frequencies of where that area is, it could be India, was created purposely to bring balance to the area of the world. I believe crystals were the earth balancers, the energy which resides in there, and also the frequencies that are given off are purposely for that area. So when I talk about Moldavite, I try and feel that same energy in Moldavite. And like I said, it's unusual. It's not the same as, oh, I feel forgiveness. Oh, I feel cleansing. Oh, I feel, this is awakening the human third eye. This is different energy. It's something like we've never felt before. And that's because it's from another planet. It's from another, world that does no longer exist. And so when we attune to that, when the brain's out of the way and we're feeling it, we can capture little glimpses of memory that lies within Moldavite. And that's what I've been working with all these years, trying to understand. And it's not easy. And, I do understand people get frustrated because they don't feel anything. But when you do feel something, it changes. Your life changes. Oh, crystals don't work until they do. Yeah, but there's no proof. What kind of proof do you want, mate? Oh, scientific proof. Oh, like vaccines are safe and effective. That kind of proof you want. Just stop. You only understand something when you've experienced it. You can't prove to somebody anything. They have to experience themselves. And then they're frustrated because they tell their friends who then call them crazy. And then that person who called him crazy is now experienced it. And now he's saying, oh my God, it does work. Yeah, I told you. And then he tells his friends and they call him crazy. It's like you're never going to fight. It's like you're never going to see a ghost. You're never going to get an angel stood next to you saying, hello everybody, welcome to Mark Bajerski YouTube channel. I've got a special guest for you here. It's a ghost, and it's vibrating so you can see it, and it's going to chat with you today. It just doesn't happen that way. Life isn't like that. Somebody once asked me, what do you think we've come into this world for? And I said, one thing is to have faith. And I really do believe in faith. I don't mean religion. I mean faith in belief in something. You have to believe in something without seeing it. Just the knowing, the feeling, the feeling, to feel energy and understand it and to believe it, even though it's not in the room. It's amazing because I was at Marbella once, and I was at a house and there were quite a few people there, and we were all sat down, and there was a dog, lovely little white dog, and it said hello to everybody. Anyway, we just started I think it was a day, I was booked for a day spiritual workshop. So everybody closed their eyes, and I closed my eyes, and then I get the whistle in my ear, and I think, woof, somebody's in the room. So for some reason, and I don't know why, I just whispered as we were all going into meditation, spirit is now in the room. As soon as I said spirit is now in the dog looked up at the wall behind one of the ladies and just started barking crazy at the wall. And everybody opened their eyes, and they all looked, and they all went, wow, she never just looks up the wall and barks at it. Like, at moments when people don't see it, but they're shown something that they might feel it, or see a dog doing something, or something falling off the wall, you still have to have that belief system. You still, like I had the belief system when wearing Moldavite. It was like, you can come up with any explanation you want. You can say it's this or that's just nonsense, But eventually you have to have some kind of belief system, whether you believe it or not. Just like I believe in myself, I believe in my work, I believe in crystals. That's my personal journey. I can't make you believe anything. I can't prove anything, and I don't want to prove anything. That's not who I am. If you want proof, you go to other people who work on that level, Dr. Emoto, and there's so many others who, take brain scan. I'm not interested. I know my truth. I know what I see. I know when I work with crystals, I know the healing benefits from them. And Moldavite is absolutely one of those crystals to me that just blow me away. Every day I'm like, wow, that's incredible. And the more you become aware and you listen to your intuition and you listen to that sense that is no longer the brain or the eyes or the smell or the hearing, it's a sense that you just feel things. You become more aware of the magic that is within things that nobody else sees. You can't teach somebody that. This is a process that you have to go through, whether you come back here 1,000 times, but this is something that we work on daily, and it's not like I need it now and I want it in, 4 days. It's a lifelong path and journey, which is part of your path, and things start to, I don't know, I understand things more, and I can relate to other things more, and I can let things go more because I understand this other world. I understand the magic and the mysticisms that is around us, and the signs and the crystals and everything that happens in my journey. So going back to Moldavite, this understanding of a new world that I've never seen before, and the glimpses when you meditate or you fall asleep and you see a world which was absolutely beautiful. A beautiful world with colours that I've never seen before, very similar to the spirit world. Colours and vibration and feeling that I've never felt before. You can't explain, if you can explain love when you sat with somebody and you fall in love with them, and that's a really high frequency. But when you're in the frequency of Moldavite and you're attuning to the world what once was because of the vibration or the memory that lies within it, and you're attuning to it, you can't teach somebody how to understand that. You can only experience yourself, and 99% of people probably won't ever experience it. So it's something that came with time, and over 20 years of working with Moldavite and other crystals, eventually things do start to make sense. It starts to appear as if by magic. It's like, wow. And it's not thunderbolt and lightning strikes, although sometimes it is for clients. But for me, it was always very gentle and beautiful and subtle. And that's why I love Moldavite so much. Fantastic. Really beautiful. Anyway, there you go. 3 beautiful crystals. Oh, it's not a crystal. I know it's not a crystal. Have a beautiful day. I'll link below for these 3 crystals, and it will be Moldavite AA. They are all AA grade. So if you click on the AA grade, but I also have 3 or 4 or 5 more links underneath that. If you click on the store and it says Moldavite, and then it'll say Petite Moldavite for the smaller pieces. It'll say Moldavite with Herkimer diamond, Moldavite with quartz, Moldavite with black tourmaline. So I have a lot of Moldavite specials and unique pieces. But yeah, they are beautiful, and the collection is gorgeous. So I hope you appreciate that. These are the creme de la creme, the beautiful pieces, but I also have museum pieces, which are from Bajerski, and they are absolutely stunning. They are museum grade. So I have some beautiful Moldavite specimens on there. So I hope you appreciate that. Anyway, 20 minutes. Have a great day. Love you all. Take care. Shine bright.